Welcome, bounty hunters and Star Wars fans alike. It is All Fetts Are Off, May the 4th edition. Brian, may the 4th be with you, and also with you.
And you as well, Tuscan Toast, and you as well.
Welcome, everybody. It is All Fetts Are Off. We are coming to you live from Miami, Florida, and San Antonio, Texas, 2 different time zones. I am the Tuscan Toast, Jason, and with me, as always, is Brian, the charismatic Carillion. Welcome, Brian. We have a little bit of a different setup, don't we, today?
Little bit.
Boba Binks,
I think,
is already on.
welcome, Boba Binks.
Boba Binks is already on.
Boba Binks, we would...
Very bad. Well, that smells stinking.
I tried to flush you out, but I couldn't do it. I tried to flush you out. You gotta be kidding me, man.
Yeah, man. I know you're gonna try, but I am the producer as well as co-host, so I get to do things like this.
God, what the Misa saying?
And that's how we're gonna start off.
What the Misa saying?
May the 4th.
Wow.
So we got a very, very, very special show, and
welcome, Nigel of Naboo.
Nigel of Naboo. May the 4th be with you as well. Thank you all for joining so early in the show. We got lots to do. We got lots to cover.
You look like you got some arts and crafts going on over there.
I do have some arts and crafts going on. So you know what? Let me go ahead and start off and tell everybody what I got going today. So May the 4th is a way for all Star Wars fans to celebrate the way that they see fit. Right? They do the things they do the things that they like to do. And they celebrate in their own way. Well, being stuck inside, we can't really go anywhere. So what I decided to do was to do some arts and crafts. So I'm going to make little refrigerator magnets out of construction paper. And let me show you real quick what I'm talking about. Now, you can find some of these cool things to do on StarWars.com. And this is called a Star Wars rollout character because you're supposed to get an empty tube of toilet paper and glue it to the back and have them stand up. But I'm going to go one step further, and I'm going to make it a refrigerator magnet. So what I have here is I have my little magnets, right? I bought these things, and they are pretty strong. Yep. I bought an unhealthy amount of glue sticks and I got enough construction paper here to make your college-bound 5th grader female very jealous.
Are you sure that you got enough glue sticks for construction paper?
Now that's the thing. You can never be too sure. You can never have too much glue sticks, especially when you're in the habit of eating it.
Well, wow! Everyone's just coming in right now. Welcome, Tex Utah.
Yeah, Tex Utah. How's it going?
I don't know who you are or where you came from. But from now on, you do as I tell you. Okay?
So some of our more loyal guests get their own little soundbite. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing here in a little bit. Once we kind of get things started. I'm going to try to make the BB-8 and the Chewbacca. Unfortunately, I don't have any brown construction paper. I had to do the curbside pickup at Michael's, and I didn't see
Wait a minute. You're going to do Chewbacca?
But I'm going to make it a Smurf.
Have brown construction paper?
Yeah, I have a dark blue and I have a light blue, so he's going to be a Smurf Chewbacca. Hybrid. Yeah, imagine
hybrid Smurf Wookiee.
Yeah, imagine the mechanics of that. So
I honestly can't. That's almost like trying to imagine the mechanics of a flying cow, but I'm just not.
No, the aerodynamics of just a cow. It's not even a flying cow. It's just a cow. So Brian, I don't know if you've noticed, but I got a little something behind me here.
What's that?
That thing, that little thing right there. Oh, that's just a little promotional standee for Galaxy's Edge. Yeah, that I got from work. And I got it for you, buddy. It's all yours. So, yeah.
Mine?
Yeah, it's all for you, man. Yeah, they let me take it home. They didn't need it anymore. It's just a little promotional standee. It shows the front of Galaxy's Edge, Disneyland Resort, Walt Disney World, and the inside of the Millennium Falcon cockpit on the bottom. So I got that for you, buddy. Happy May the 4th.
Wow.
I mean, come bearing gifts.
This is what May the 4th is all about. May the 4th is like Star Wars Christmas.
It is
So
like
that-
Star Wars Christmas.
That
Like the Star Wars Christmas special?
Yes.
Which
I don't
we will
wanna-
play during the holidays.
I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about the Star Wars Christmas special.
I do. I love it. I'm a huge fan. It's what is it called? Freedom Day? No, that's George Bush. Life Day. Life Day. That's what they call it. Yeah, it's called Life Day. So yeah, man, I'm ready. I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm gonna do some arts and crafts while we're talking. I got my little BB-8 moving around right here and gonna help me out. So, but yeah, man.
Another beautiful 90 minutes.
Yeah, it's another beautiful 90 minutes that we have tonight. So real quick, let me just recap last week because we got a lot to do today. Last week we went over Ashley X thing, right? And the Osaka Tano backlash again. Disney Plus going after May the 4th, which we'll talk about. I hear you got a bone to pick with Disney right now.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah, so that Bachelorette creator.
I'm not the only one.
Yeah. I know. I asked you specifically not to tell me because I haven't heard anything yet. And how to spend May the 4th in quarantine, and we talked about the Phantom Apprentice. So we have 2 episodes to talk about today, right? Of Clone Wars. We got the next to the last one, and then the last one.
Right, we gotta recap too. That's right. We got
recap to talk about, but let's just talk about the big stuff, man. Let's talk about May the 4th, man. This is a big day for Star Wars fans. It's a day that we all wait for and look forward to and try to enjoy some of the festivities that they are not having this year. But tell me a little bit about your experience in May the 4th, Brian. We want to hear that.
May the 4th. It's what we live for Star Wars fans. It is what is designated our day. So you have, of course, it springs from May the Force be with you, and so we do.
I just got that.
Of course, we do May the 4th be with you. So it's really it started something just sort of really small. You know, people just sort of got together and did some cosplay, and then they went out and did some movie marathons at certain places. But then, you know, bars and pubs started picking up on it, and they would start getting in on the marathon action, and they would do like an Iron Man marathon where they play every movie, and they would start like at 10 in the morning, 11 in the morning, and just go all the way through the night, which now you've got, what, 12 films, 11 films, including the spin-offs. So that marathon would be massive. Now,
it'd almost be a 2-day event.
And you know, I could do it. Let me just make it clear. I could do it. Easily.
I'm sure you would power through all those movies, even the 3 sucky ones.
And I wouldn't even need 50 chicken nuggets to do it. I could just do it.
I couldn't even get through that, man. You know what? And it's like I'm living in this hellscape because I feel so disappointed that I didn't get to finish it. And then I remember how sick I was feeling afterwards after I ate those 34. But
plus you vegan.
Yeah, it did. It made me swear off meat for a long time. But I'm going to eat it again eventually. I don't know. All I've been doing is running during this whole quarantine thing. Oh, and you know what?
I suggest start at Wendy's and not McDonald's because Wendy's has a 4-piece.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
do they?
Yeah. They have a 4-piece. So start at Wendy's and not McDonald's. That way you can go from the 4-piece into the 6-piece.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to like train myself up like a marathon. I gotcha.
But digressing back to what the involvement of the day. So you had those cosplays, and then you had those establishments running marathons. Then people just started bringing all their stuff, like board games and trivia stuff, and really just going all out with it and bringing their kids and everyone. There were outdoor drive-ins that would do marathons and just have everybody there, and you would even have the groups Star Wars groups for the local communities drop by.
Mhm.
Then the product launches came.
Well, I
So,
mean,
because once the retailers,
Lucasfilm took advantage of it. Of course they
once
did.
the retailers saw like, hey, lots of people are showing up to this stuff. We could probably sell some stuff. So they said we should, come up with some exclusive items, and you can only get it here, and advertise the living daylights out of it. And now, quite naturally, you had people line up at the very crack of dawn for these items. Not that I would know anybody that would do that, but
Except for you.
and we're gonna get into a little bit about how our esteemed good friend COVID-19 affected that this year.
Yeah.
So there is a tale to tell from this May 4 product launch, let me tell you. And we're gonna get into it. But from my perspective, from what I've been doing, and what I've been doing for May 4 since about 2014, heading into the Force Awakens launch in 2015, me and my group, we would get together in the early morning. We'd go have breakfast somewhere, and we would wake up about 5 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
We would go 5 o'clock, try and get there between 5:45 and 6 where we were going to eat. You go eat, talk about the upcoming movie, talk about everything going on Wars, and then you head to your first retailer, which typically was the Disney Store. The Disney Store would offer an exclusive May the 4th pin with other products. And quite on the very normal, we would hit that one first, and then from there you would just start matriculating to other places, Target, Think Geek, and GameStop.
Target.
Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry.
You have to be more bougie
Sorry.
than that there, Brian.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Target.
Sorry, Target and Jacques Benet. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Jacques Benet.
Jacques Benet.
Jacques Benet.
Forgot about all that. But and you would go after all the exclusive stuff. All of them would excuse me, all of them would have their own deal.
Uh-huh.
That was unique that was unique to them.
Brian, you better not be getting COVID.
No, you're throwing too much Jar Jar at me is the problem.
Oh, no, not enough.
God, what the Misa saying?
You all right there, buddy? You gonna
I'm
make
fine.
it? You gonna make it?
Yeah, COVID doesn't have a handle on me yet.
Yeah, well, it's not affecting Texas like it is here down in South Florida.
We're a little on the lighter.
Yeah, we're taking kind of a hit over here.
No, you're taking a beating over there, man. I'm sorry for it.
Yeah,
But-
we're just trying to protect ourselves, But so
Nigel of Naboo, that is very true. For the Toys R Us product launches when they were here, I actually got in line at 6 a.m. at Toys R Us, and I would wait there until they opened the doors at midnight, and I would not leave. So,
midnight.
well, they would open up at midnight, but I would get there at 6 a.m. before midnight because I want to be first. Which, of course, there's nobody there, and I'm assuring that I'm first. But I wanted to make absolutely 100% certain that I was first.
And were you?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
every time I was first.
Oh, I hope I'm not doing this wrong. Hold on.
What you got going on right now?
Okay, so hold
You
on.
gotta-
I got the
You
eye.
got to provide some commentary on some of this. So
Okay, so I got the eye on BB-8's head right now.
Oh.
Okay, so I got that. So I'm gonna do the body, but I gotta get some orange.
Look at that.
Yeah, see? It looks like a Canadian BB-8. Hey, buddy! I'm not your buddy guy! I'm not your guy friend! I'm not your friend, buddy! Okay, South Park.
Nod to South Park.
That is the funniest exchange. It's in Terrence and Phillip.
Terrence Phillip.
I'm not your buddy friend. Man, this is fun. Too bad you ain't here to help me out with this. I could use it.
Oh, could you now?
Yeah, I'm struggling because I got fat fingers.
You got the child safe scissors, didn't you?
No, man, I got these
Oh, you're risking it.
Yeah, I got these
You're,
sharp killers.
you're risking it.
I was thinking about it, getting those rounded edge scissors. I was thinking about that just to protect myself because I'm a little clumsy from time to time.
Yes, if you're not first, you're last. I think Nigel is dead on point with that.
Oh, I know. With a product launch? Yeah, man.
Yeah, definitely. And again, it was done a bit differently this year, and I've got my 2 cents on it that we'll go into later. But tell me how you went about some of your May 4ths before COVID-19 and kind of kept us all indoors this year. But what were some of the things you did?
It's been a busy, I don't know, decade for me. With the deployments, and then with going into my master's program and stuff like that. So a lot of times I just kind of binge watch on whatever they have on television. This was before Disney Plus and stuff like that. And then I would just hop on YouTube, and then I would go and listen to other people's commentary. I enjoy doing that quite a bit. You go onto YouTube, and then you see some of these people more talented than me that can make these videos and really put some effort and visual representation to what they're talking about in some of their theories. So it's fun to watch stuff like that. I know last year what I did was I watched the entire gameplay of was it Fallen? No, it wasn't Fallen Jedi, Fallen Order. Which one was
it? Battlefront 2?
It might have been Battlefront 2. It was the storylines, the cutscenes and stuff like that. I did that for Injustice, Gods Among Us, with all the DC characters, which is a great story, by the way. So that's usually kind of how I do it. I mean, there's not really a whole lot of Star Wars fans around here in South Florida. But I kind of, celebrate it and enjoy it in my own way,
Were any of your deployments during a May 4th? Were you deployed on a May 4th at any point?
Yes.
What did you do on May 4th while you were deployed?
I was probably working. I was probably doing something. Let me see.
Be careful now. I mean, we let us know what you were doing within a scope of
not freaking everybody out.
At least PG-13. At least
yeah,
let's not go Full Metal Jacket on this.
No. It wasn't anything crazy, but no, during the deployments, I was working and I was very busy, so I didn't really get to celebrate it and do anything. There's maybe another Marine or so or Navy corpsman that liked Star Wars too, and we would talk about it, but not in the way that we can. So, hey, Dark Knight's in.
Dark Knight.
Yo, what's
Welcome.
up?
Happy May 4th.
Happy May 4th, buddy. Thanks for joining in.
Thank you for coming.
So yeah, that's kind of how I would do it. This is the first time I'm actually getting to do something like this. Just do some arts and crafts. This is fun. This is actually relaxing. It's mellowing me out.
I was going to say it looks as if it's rather cathartic to a degree.
Well, yeah, because you're just cutting paper, and it's not like it is goal driven, but it's not like I gotta finish this just to finish this, like everything else that I do in life. So this is just fun. Like if I screw it up, I screw it up. Who cares? It's gonna be my own representation of BB-8. I'm gonna copy it. I'm looking at the thing right here, but.
If I were to get verklempt, that'd probably be something I would pick up doing if I got verklempt.
Yeah, if you got verklempt, you probably should. So let me. Yeah. This is too long.
By the way, Dark Knight, the little addition that the Tuscan Toast has in the back corner over there, you may want to inquire about it later in the show. The Tuscan Toast will have some information about it.
Yes, I got a little bit of background, but
anyone that's on right now, feel free to chime in on the things that you've done on May the 4th. We want to know. We're curious. We're
And we're bored.
We're inquiring minds. I mean, we're practically unsolved mysteries here. We want to know what's up. Tell us some of the things that you would do on May 4th that would pass the time for you for your big Star Wars day. Did you have a cookout during your marathons? Did you have a marathon? Did you raid some retailers? What were some of the things that drew your fascination on this day, May the 4th? We'd like to know here at All Fetts Are Off.
Yeah, chime in,
So,
everybody. Because I'm sick of hearing Brian.
Well, isn't that special?
Yeah, just a little special.
Yeah. It's
So tell me, dude. I know you were a little pissed earlier. What did Disney do? How did they screw up? How did they screw up today, man?
so product launches on May the 4th.
Yeah.
So typically, the way that would work out is like I described.
Mm-hmm.
You would want to pick your locations that you'd want to go to. You'd kind of want to map out your day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you would want to be strategic about it. I mean, you would want your spots within a good radius of each other so that you're not having to drive too far out to your next point that you want to hit. And you'd want to be able to get all your exclusives, okay? So, quite naturally, most of what's open right now is only, for the most part, essential businesses. And the Dark Knight's kind of getting a, well, hey, what do we got there? What's that now? What piece is that?
Oh, so it's still the head, but I've added a little more detail to it.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So I'm gonna add some orange pieces to it to give him his war paint. His BB8. BB8. There we go.
Baby Ocho?
Yeah. Damn, this was almost the worst May the 4th ever. Yeah.
Yeah. That,
okay. So tell me what's up.
Well, the Dark Knight ended up okay.
Mm-hmm.
He had to go through some great lengths, but one of the things that can always be said about the Dark Knight is that he is the Bucket King.
The Bucket King.
And he will not be denied a bucket at any point.
Okay.
So he got his bucket today, and we're all happy for him. I'm happy for him. But
what was his bucket?
Oh, he ended up with the Fett bucket today.
Oh, like yours?
Yes.
Dude, that thing is awesome, man.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Wear that to the store. Oh, you don't have to wear face coverings anymore.
No, we do here. No, we do here. They'll still make it right here. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Nigel just chimed in what he likes to do on May the 4th. So
can you read that off?
Oh yeah, I can take it.
Go for it.
So for Nigel of Naboo, Star Wars is the biggest thing me and my dad share. When I was little, we would wake up, watch all the movies, and now they have some of the newer movies are in theaters. I got the chance to see in theaters, which was special to me because my dad watched them when he was young, and now we get to share that experience. So yeah, I mean that's what it's all about right there. That's exactly what it's about. Not only does Star Wars draw the attention of a particular generation, but it also bridges generations.
Yeah, it definitely does because think about it. My dad, of course saw the original Star Wars A New Hope in theaters. I wasn't born yet. I mean, this came out in '77, and he he would tell me, I think him and my mom saw it together, or it might have been Empire Strikes Back that they went to go see it together. But I know she'll text me later because she watches our show on YouTube after the fact, and I'm sure she'll let me know. And he would tell me everything, how it was, and how big it was back then, and how revolutionary the special effects were. And it's kind of cool to hear these things because now we take some of these special effects for granted. We kind of expect them in our movies,
That's
but,
true.
You know,
That's an excellent point.
yeah, and it's really cool to kind of bridge that generational gap of technology, because my dad and I, we're very big into NASA and the space program, and we talk all this nerd stuff all the time, and this is just part of it. And I think this is something that my dad and I share, and this is what brings us close together, is that we have a great appreciation for technology and for progressive technological achievements. So we like all these cool things, and that's probably a big reason why he got into the type of medical practice that he's in, is because he liked how cool and how futuristic it was, doing digital imaging. So it bridges those gaps, and
definitely, absolutely,
and it brings people together, because like, anybody who knows me will say, well, what makes Jason really happy? I mean, well, put him in front of his badass computer and then he's happy. And that's really true. As long as I have, some of the technology that I love around me and I appreciate, I can be happy and I can be fine, especially during this quarantine, So that's how it works, man. And it's great and it's exciting. I'm hoping the next time we do this show, the May the 4th, we're doing it like actually together and in the same room, instead of,
that would be great.
Instead of in different time zones. That would be fantastic, because that's
Yeah.
It brings people together, and this is, think about it. You and I, we were kind of distant for a little while, but that's because we were both so busy, and I was moving
Right.
around all over the place.
Yep.
And we do this every week, and we do it just for fun, so we can talk and chat, and
Yeah.
two cousins can still enjoy each other's company, because we hung out a lot as kids. But this is how we do it, and
it's awesome.
And it's awesome, and we get to do it every week. And today is something that a lot of people can get together that they don't get to do it every week. We're lucky because we have the time, right, and and I have the ability, so we're fortunate we get to do something like this, and it even brings some of our viewers together, people that I may not know personally, but you do. So it's great,
Yeah.
And we make new friends. It's good stuff, man. This is fun. It's exciting. I love it. I wish May the 4th was every damn day. I really do, man.
I do want to stay with the technology thing for a second.
Sure.
From the perspective of, I like your point that we've kind of gotten a little bit spoiled with the ability where the level of special effects has arrived to. Mm-hmm. And let's be realistic. Special effects has arrived to the era it has due very much in large part to the things George Lucas did in 1977.
Yep.
Even prior.
Yep. ILM.
Even it could start as soon as when he filmed THX 1138. Mm-hmm. That's when it started happening. And yep. I think people forget. I mean, because what you're able to do now with green screens, and you don't have to have I mean, really, no one uses compositing anymore. But with the advent of digital, compositing is, man, you are really concentrating. Mm-hmm. You are just focused, man. Like I'd expect like Mr. Miyagi to pop out any minute now. That's how focused you are. I'm impressed.
Oh, thank you.
So, yes, sir. So, when you look at that, when you think about that, I mean, compositing is no longer necessary because of the digital era. You think about what George Lucas had to do in 1977 to get it done for Star Wars, which was not yet A New Hope. It was just Star Wars.
Just Star Wars.
But you think of what he had to do to get that off the ground. He basically had he went to model hobby stores. He went to hundreds and hundreds of hobby stores and just cleared shelves of battleship kits and took like popsicle sticks from wherever he could get them, and that's how he formed his ships in the Death Star. And it's just incredible that that's how he got it done then. versus now with just all kinds of digital rendering. So
Yeah.
it's really come a long way. The Dark Knight wanted to share.
Oh yeah. Here, I'll read this one off. You read off the
Okay,
last one.
yeah, you take it.
Okay, man, I think I speak for all of us here that it's always someone close to you, which is always a family member that connects with you in this universe we absolutely love and care so much about now. And for me, it was my father who got me hooked on it. So yeah, so you know, it's these are our typical stories, and that's a great thing because that's what these things are supposed to do. It brings people closer together because it's not just, you know, the big generational gap, you know, completely different interests, you know, it's a commonality, and it's such a cool commonality because there's so much to talk about. We have a weekly show and with so much to talk about. So, and Nigel and Abu had something else also. So my dad's cousin,
I want to see those pictures.
has one of the set. Oh, a cousin was one of the sets director in one of the Star Wars movies. I have pictures. Wow.
I
Okay.
want those are pics I want to see.
Yeah, I want to see that. I definitely want to see that. Okay.
How we have to figure out a way how to integrate that. That's definitely something I'd love to see.
Yeah, they can do that if they, you know, if I get them. I mean, if they want
Get
to
it.
email them.
Maybe email over. Yeah, I was gonna say email might be the way to do it.
Yeah, or
Or
maybe
could,
you know
could they just tweet them over since we have the Twitter handles on there?
Yeah, we should. Yeah, they can tweet them over, and then we'll. We need to get like a centralized Twitter handle for the show. We need to do that so they can send that up, and you know, we don't want to show it and say, hey, this is our photo or anything like that. We want you to get. We want you to get credit for it, you know. So if you put it on our Twitter pages, they'll know it's from you guys. So.
Oh, Nigel of Naboo is actually in the guy's home in England. This is incredible, man.
Oh, that is awesome.
That is awesome.
That is
Very.
really... Okay.
Tex Utah would like Boba Binks to chime in on how he got into Star Wars.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what did it for me. Everyone seems to be sharing their first experience. So.
Yeah, let's hear the genesis of this nerd explosion.
My first experience was the Central Park Fox.
Yes.
Between San Pedro and Blanco.
Uh-huh.
And my Aunt Deborah, who I love very much, took me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was 2 years old.
2 years old, huh?
Yes, I was 2 years old. She took me to the Central Park Fox to see it in 1977. A few months after it opened, and I'm only 2, but I distinctly remember the Star Destroyer flying over, and I remember Darth Vader coming out, and that was it. That my life was complete at that point. That's all I ever needed. So that from that point I was hooked. And then a few years later, I can't remember if I was 5 or 7, but my mother threw a birthday party for me at Jacques Benet. I can't remember what mall, but it was at Jacques Benet, and she had a guy dress up as Darth Vader come out of the elevator, and I lost it. I absolutely lost it.
Really? She did that?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. Mom, if you're watching, I don't know why you didn't do that for me. Why did you have a giant Ninja Turtle come out? You know how much I loved him.
Incidentally, as a message to my mom, all Fetts Are Off is keenly aware you have a birthday coming up on a show day. Just a reminder.
Oh, it does. When is mine? Let me see.
So we're going to be able to do all kinds of crazy, embarrassing things.
My mom's is on a Wednesday this month, so I think we're good.
Oh, okay. Well, my mother's is on a Monday. So...
All right.
I believe that gives all Fetts Are Off a set of liberties on that day for birthday.
Yeah.
And Boba Binks.
Does she watch the show? Does your mom watch the show?
Yeah, she does actually.
On YouTube?
I believe she catches it on. Actually, okay. I know she was in the middle of getting a Twitch account.
Oh, okay.
So, I think she uses a little bit of both. To be honest, she just started figuring out the smart TV thing.
All right.
I did a FaceTime with her and helped her set up her Samsung Smart with Disney Plus and Twitch and other apps, and boy, I tell you what, it literally looked like she stepped into a whole new planet, you know, just like
Small victories, huh?
a whole new universe. She was real happy with it. Boba Binks came out with that the Mos Eisley Cantina was
Oh,
a fun
that did
scene,
it.
and he was when he was growing up in the early '80s. That's what got him hooked was the Cantina band. Interesting.
Yep. YouTube hit.
Definitely.
Copyright hit.
Uh,
Yeah, because, man, think about it. I mean, there was no other movie that did something that cool with all those different creatures and, just kind of like the goofy music. Nothing had really compared to it until up into that point.
oh no. Yeah.
So,
No.
oh, Brian, you got to read this one.
I suppose I will read Tex Utah's Star Wars memory. I will take that one. Tex Utah remembers watching Star Wars over and over. I'd like to stress that. Over. She remembers watching Star Wars over and over.
Really?
She was a little girl. My brother Lewis was so cool. Anything he liked, I wanted to like. My favorite scene was when Luke was in training. So that she's harking back to The Empire Strikes Back because that's really where we saw him in training.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he trained a little bit on the Millennium Falcon in A New Hope, a little bit. He was doing some of his lightsaber training in that moment when Han reminded him that nothing was a substitute for a good blaster. Are you finished with BB-8?
No, I'm working on the body because it needs circles. But I mean, I got the.
Oh,
I got
wait,
the,
so that was inspiration for you.
Yeah, so I got the head. See, the head looks. I'm happy with the head because it's gonna look like But I got to work on these circles. I may just get through one tonight. God, I'm so bad at this stuff.
This is reminding you.
If
Do or
Dreaming
do
for
not.
Escape's daughter was here, she would knock this out in like a second. I'm telling you.
It's reminding you. Do or do not. Because there is no try.
Try. Yeah, I got it. Been there, done that. Seen the movie.
So I'm gonna backtrack into where we started off in this before we started sharing memories, but we were discussing
Disney Plus or Disney.
the May 4th. Well, not Disney Plus, but the Disney Store shop May 4th product launch and the debacle that followed. So,
Oh yeah, man. What happened?
Oh, Dreaming for Escape said this should help you out.
Oh, please. Tell me? What do you think of the little head? Hold on a second. I'll come up.
Hey, she sent you a YouTube link. Oh no, Tex Utah sent you a YouTube link. Hey, that's actually pretty good.
Thanks. I want to get these circles right because he has circles. He has these little circles, these orange circles, but I need a circle.
We got hit with a link by Tex Utah. Okay, play it.
Okay.
But so because of COVID-19, Disney did not have their Disney stores open this year.
What did they do? Just curbside pickup?
No, there was no curbside pickup. So what you had to do was you had to go to DisneyShop.com.
Uh-huh.
And they had what was called, what they dubbed a virtual waiting room.
Mm-hmm.
Ah! It's R2! It's your inspiration.
We'll never get it out now.
Tuscan.
Gotta psych myself out.
Copyright hit.
Always with you, what cannot be done.
What? I am blocking ads.
Do you nothing that I say?
Master, moving stones around is one thing. This is totally different.
No different. Only
That's
different
right.
in your mind.
Only in your mind.
Unlearn what you have learned.
All right, I'll give it a try.
No, try not. Do or do not. There is no try.
That's right.
Hell yeah! That's my boy right there. Yoda.
Yeah, just without the buff muscles that you gave him the other day.
Oh, it's a prison rip Yoda. Yeah.
Can we not see Prison Rip Yoda anymore? I don't want to see him.
You know when you say to not do something, I'm gonna go and do it anyways, right? I'm practically an 8-year-old kid that they gave money and had to do taxes. Come on, man. It's gonna happen once I finish. Watch. Once I finish BB-8, it's gonna happen. I'm really proud of this head, but I gotta work on these circles, man.
The Dark Knight had a small message for Disney.
Oh, okay. Okay. So tell me what happened, man. I mean, I can kind of imagine it, but tell me.
So they had this deal that was called a virtual waiting system. Okay. So you were supposed to get in, and you were to wait a certain number of time until they could load the page for you, and then you could shop. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't explain it very well, though. They said that you could go to a virtual room. So you had a bunch of people looking for a virtual room, and it wasn't on there to click on. What ended up happening was your virtual room was when you clicked on the item, and the item wouldn't come up, and it took you to a picture of the Millennium Falcon flying, instructing you to wait 10 minutes. It couldn't take as long to 10 minutes or more. And it told you not to refresh the page, not to close the page. And then you would have a designated amount of time once it came up. Now, they got hit with so much traffic that there was no way to get in on anything. I don't know if you remember the initial Disney Plus launch on the first few days.
Well, yeah, they were having issues.
So you would think a company of this size, a company of this, with this type of success, with this type of experience on doing everything in a big bang, would learn from the Disney Plus experience and try and maybe add some servers. I'm just throwing it out there.
Well, I think what happens is that they seriously underestimate the demand.
That was definitely a way of putting it today.
Yeah, they seriously underestimate our nerd collective powers.
So, adding to the frustration, there were those who actually got the items in their basket.
Okay.
They got them in the cart.
Okay.
And then once they were in the carts, they actually processed the payment information. They got all in there.
Right.
They processed the payment information and they actually submitted.
Okay.
Do you recall the green light of death on the 360?
Green. You mean the orange ring of death?
Was it the orange? Was it orange? I thought it was. Oh, the red light.
Yeah, orange ring of death on the 360.
So
yeah,
the red ring of death on the 360.
on launch 360s. Yes.
All right. So what you got today was the blue circle of death.
Oh, so it just kept spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning.
I waited 40 minutes while it spun, and then after 40 minutes, I got the orange message that said, "Your payment has not been processed." After waiting 40 minutes. And of course, the whole time I'm waiting just to find that out, all the other vultures that have been on there for forever already wiped everything out. So by the time I got back in, there was only one pin left for me to get of the 3 pins that were available.
So were you on this virtual? Okay, were you on this virtual waiting list horse crap at home, or were you over there?
I was at home.
Okay, so how would you pick it up? How would you pick up the stuff?
Oh, they're getting shipped.
Oh, it's shipped. It's not like you actually go and do curbside.
Now the shipping was free if you had a $75 purchase. They at least did that. But still, like I said, I got 1 pin out of 3.
And then now you're gonna have to go on eBay and spend up.
Wazoo. Nope, not doing that.
Nope.
The main thing for me was to at least get the pin that said May the 4th, 2020, to keep my streak going. because I have not been without a pin since 2014. I didn't get the 2 cool ones, but hey, there's worse things in life, right? But there were a lot of upset folks today. I know I'm not alone.
I'm sure there were.
Disney even put out a tweet letting everyone know that they were working on the glitches, and there were some details coming out that the vultures, as we so commonly put it, were actually using bots so that they could buy more product.
Oh, those jacks! I swear, man.
Oh, I'm telling you,
That sucks. Because they want to load them up on eBay and they want to jack up the price, man. That's stupid.
And within minutes of everything, the eBay they were already coming up.
Of course they were.
That one of the big items was the key that had a lightsaber at the end. That was $40, and it's eBaying right now for $250.
No way. $250?
Yep. And considering climate right now, I don't know how well that guy's gonna do going for $250.
I don't know. People are broke, man.
Yes, exactly. I don't see a whole rush of people ready to fork over an electricity payment or a water payment or a combination of both to go get the key that was $40. I just don't see it happening right now.
That's horrible.
So
man.
I also discovered that a week earlier Disney launched a couple of pins from Mickey and Minnie, and they also had server traffic issues.
I'm sure they did.
I'm just trying to figure out at what point do you go, you guys think we're getting a lot of traffic when we do these launches? I mean, someone has to be the one to sit there and say, what do you guys think? You think maybe we should try and add some bandwidth or...
Well, here's the question. I don't know what Disney is doing. They may be using Amazon Web Services to host all their stuff. I'm not sure. I mean, I can look it up. I mean, it's super easy to find that out. Now, if that's the case, I mean, they're just kind of beholden to how much bandwidth the Amazon Web Services can handle. Now, Amazon has massive multiple server farms. I mean, these things are huge. I mean, they would make the UTSA campus look like a community college, like San Antonio Community College, my alma mater, one of my alma maters. So it just depends on that. Now, I don't know if Disney decided to go proprietary. Hey, we're going to do our own server farm. We're going to do everything in-house, and we're going to save on costs, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It's still, that just sucks. It sucks so much for the consumer. It sucks so much for you,
Yes.
Because, you're letting all these bots go in there and screw things up because they don't have CAPTCHAs or, simple things to keep bots away.
Well, if I recall correctly today, our esteemed Dark Knight had to drive about 25 minutes out for his item into Schertz, Texas.
All the way to Schertz?
Yes.
Oh, God.
So, but again, it's like I tell you, he's the bucket king.
Yeah.
He will not be denied his bucket. So, hats off. I mean, I don't know if I'd have done that.
Dedication, Dark Knight.
No, it is. It's absolute dedication. See, I don't know if I'd have gone that route. I'd rather just pre-order it and save myself the grief. But hats off. He attacked it full hog and went out there and he got his item. So
yeah. Hey, if you want something, man, you got to go for it.
So where's our progress here, Tuscan? What do we got?
So I'm finishing up the circles. I figured out a way to make these look decent. I'm just cutting out the last part. There we go. And now I'm gonna glue them on, and then
okay, cool.
Yeah, and we're almost done. We're almost done with this one here. So, but while I'm working on this, you know what we should talk about?
Oh, here we go.
Clone Wars.
I know get our Clone Wars fix.
Yeah, man, this is big, dude. I was psyched. I was just like super excited. I loved it. It was It was epic. It was adult themed. It didn't feel like I was watching a kids show like when I watch
Oh
Rebels.
no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, it was great.
No,
Yeah.
did not have a. It did not have a child, kid themed feeling at all.
No, man. I got to tell you what, man. I'm the biggest Darth Maul fan right now. I am.
Really?
Yeah, I'm the biggest Darth Maul fan. I just am.
So, being the huge Darth Maul fan you are,
Yep.
again, give our audience your assessment of the duel before.
Oh yes. Okay, so we talked about this after the fact because I sent you that video. Remember?
Yes.
So Ray Park did the motion capture for the initial fight between
did.
Darth Maul and Ahsoka in the Phantom Apprentice. Oh man, just to see him do all that motion capture and look like the badass he is. Oh man, that was just awesome. And remember how I brought up and I said that, you know, it looked like a very technical, real fight. Well, it's because it was full motion capture. It was a real fight. You know, it was Ray Park, and I don't remember who the female stunt woman was. But that, you know, you saw that video and they had all the motion capture equipment on and they were fighting. And Ray Park, I mean, how long? I mean, when did the Phantom Menace come out? 99.
99.
It's already 2020. You know, and he doesn't look like he lost a step at all. Holy crap! Yes, Ray Park is the man. He is totally the man. Oh my god. That was great. It was great to learn that after the fact, you know. But yeah, enough of that because I mean I can go man crush on Ray Park all day. So
now I realize you're man crushing on Ray Park and Maul right now. I understand that, but
yeah.
Again, by assessment, I mean, who ended up getting the better of the other?
Oh, Ahsoka.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
So, you know, Ahsoka was this character early on that nobody liked. There were very few, if none, Ahsoka fans out there.
Mm-hmm.
And now, she's a badass. I'm sorry, she is.
Well, yeah, I mean, these last few episodes was just all about her.
That she is an absolute badass. She is your Sarah Connor of Star Wars, man. She's just
except without all the angst, you know, a little bit angst, but just without all the angst.
Well, you know what I loved is how she could talk so much guff to Maul and just not even be afraid of him at all. She had no fear, nothing. When she went to go let him out of the cell, she made it very clear. I'm just using you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Don't get full of yourself right now. You need to understand that right now, all you are is a pawn on my chessboard. That's it. I need you to go cause your mess so that I can get out of here. I don't care if you live. I don't care if you die. She tells him immediately, I'm not really rooting for you. It was great.
Go cause chaos. That's what you do best.
Like she just looked at me and said, just get out of my face and give me my way out. I really don't... Like, she totally just schooled him.
Yeah.
It was a great moment for me, but I'm biased. I'm not going to lie. I'm biased. I love Ahsoka Tano. I just do. I love the character.
Yeah, I'm warming up.
Going into the last two episodes that wrapped up the weekend on Friday and then today.
Mm-hmm.
So, for those who have not seen it that are on here, you should leave.
We do spoilers.
Because we are right now, as of this moment, without any equivocation, are going to spoil.
God, this was hard. I just finished the circles. This was freaking hard. All right. Okay. I'm making the black
Nigel's
circles.
a big Ahsoka fan as well, it would appear.
Good.
Says that he's loved her from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So that I would put Nigel. I would place that to the Clone Wars film that was put in theaters. So if you could if you could let us know if it goes that far back, I would appreciate it. I'm just curious. But the last two episodes, man. So, I mean, Order 60. Let's start with Order 66, right? Let's just do
Okay,
it.
yeah, I really want to because
Let's just delve into that for a
yeah,
second.
because remember we a couple episodes ago. I don't remember which one it was, but I was speculating that they would go deeper into Order 66 in these last couple episodes, and they did to a certain extent, and we learned a little bit more about the inhibitor chips that are in the clone that are in the clones right now, but they were able to take it out of Rex. Or yeah, they were able to find it and take it out of Rex, but it was so weird because Ahsoka had to use her force powers to, help find it.
Well, the inhibitor chips are actually explained in a lot of detail in season 5.
Okay.
So there's actually an entire story arc. And do you recall Fives from Bad Batch?
Yes.
Fives was key to this arc about the inhibitor chips. Fives experienced a malfunction in his chip, and it triggered the order early. And Fives ended up murdering 3 or 4 Jedi during a battle in front of Anakin and a bunch of others, and Rex.
Oh.
So they had to take Fives into custody, and it became a whole thing.
Okay.
And then, of course, they investigated. I believe they put Luminara and Dooley in charge of the investigation.
What episode? Which season was this?
I believe it's season 5 for this arc.
Season 5.
Season
All
5.
right. Okay.
And it goes through a lot of stuff, but Luminara and Dooley is investigating it for the most part, and it takes her to Camino. So you're backtracking to Camino from episode 2.
Okay.
But Ahsoka and Rex kind of remind they give you a snippet of it in this show. There's a hologram there's a moment that Rex tells Ahsoka to go find Fives, and then she finds a hologram recording of Rex's report on the issue with the chips.
Right.
And that's how she discovers the chips.
But he didn't explain what the chips did or what they were or anything like that because he wasn't sure.
Right. He himself wasn't sure what was going on, what the deal was. He had a theory, but he didn't have any hard facts.
Right.
And then, of course, when everything starts falling apart, you get those hard facts. But I always felt that Order 66, and I'm just going to say it, there's going to be a lot out there that do not agree with me, but I feel Order 66 was one of George Lucas's bigger shortcomings in Episode 3. And
okay.
I'll say that because as Star Wars fans early on, as we discovered learning more about Vader's ruthless purge of Jedi, and you started hearing different stories, you started gaining these visions of what that might look like. Okay. And the snippet that we got in Episode 3, for me, it just wasn't enough. I felt like it fell short. I felt it didn't convey enough of the brutality of it. Even with, I understand the scene with the Padawans. I get it.
Yeah, he killed kids, man. I don't know how much more brutal you want to get, bro.
No, I still didn't get. It still didn't carry across the message for me. But what happened here with this interpretation of Order 66, and I'm certain that Lucas had influence here with Filoni. I'm certain the two of them teamed up on these last 4 shows.
How certain?
You want me to pull my Lou Ferrigno? I'll do it.
Yeah.
110%.
Okay.
Did you see that episode of The Apprentice where he did that?
No, but I saw the YouTube video.
You know, the favorite thing, my favorite line is when Trump's son looks at him and he tells him, "I need you to explain 110% to me." And then he says it again. That's what I do every time. I go up, I give it 110% every time. Always 110%. And then he asks him again, no, you don't understand what I'm asking you. I need you to explain the math of 110% to me. I need you to tell. He tells him, I need you to tell me where you're calculating 110%.
Yeah, that sounds like one of Trump's sons.
I couldn't help but crack up over it. You know, it's true. Where are you getting 110%? But I digress. So what Lucas and Filoni did here with this interpretation of Order 66, what they accomplished was they made it human.
They made
That
it human?
that moment on the Star Destroyer, well, whatever the Republic starships were called, it wasn't Star Destroyer yet, but that moment when Order 66 is given and Rex is with Ahsoka on the bridge, right after moments after they've described how meaningful their friendship is and their relationship as commander and trooper, but a friendship. And then Order 66 gets delivered, and then you see Rex fighting it.
Yep. He
is fighting it with every ounce of muscle he's got, and he can't fight it because it's in his head. There's nothing he can do, but he's trying like hell. He does not want to do it in spirit, but his mind is just too strong. The chip is too strong, and you see the 3 or 4 troopers behind her raise their weapons, and then that moment when he looks at them and says, "No, I'll do it." That got to me, because even as hard as he's fighting to not want to execute her, if anyone's going to do it, he made sure it was going to be him. No one else was going to touch her. So it was still, he still cared for her, even in the moment that he was going to have to be the one to end her life. He wasn't going to let any other trooper do it. It was going to be his accountability and no one else's. That was huge.
Huge.
And Nigel just actually came in on that right now. I like when he tells his soldiers, "I'll do it." I thought it was a sign of respect.
Yes.
It was more than a sign of respect. That was his, very likely his best friend other than Fives. He cared for Ahsoka. So there was no one else that was going to lay a finger on her other than him. So it brought that awful humanity to the entire order that we didn't see that in 3. We didn't get that.
No, it just happened. Like, execute Order 66. Okay, cool.
Yep. Moments later, you get a bunch of Jedi that are just off.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. Oh, okay, cool.
So the Dark Knight seems like this last season was more of an adult series, considering this was, and he emphasizes, a kid show. I love that. It was deep, great season. To the Dark Knight's point, I think he needs to go back and check out seasons 5 and 6. Even season 4. Seasons 4 through 6, it's really started becoming more than... I actually don't view it as a kid show. I think this is one of the more... I've got this so high with Star Wars content, it's ridiculous.
Okay, I got it.
You got BB-8?
I got BB-8.
BB-8's done!
I made a BB-8. Look at that. There it is.
That's pretty good there, Toast.
Hey, how long did that take me? What time is it?
We're at 9:04, man.
Oh my god, that took me an hour? Almost an hour? What the hell's wrong with me?
We got 25 minutes left.
God.
How many do you got to do?
Well, I was going to do Chewbacca, but I think we'll stop at BB-8. I'm glad I bought all this construction paper. It was $3. It was
The
$3.
chicken nuggets strike again.
Yeah, I know. I can't fit. Well, I finished one. So
So I mean, I did not I do not feel, and I'm not sure what others think, but we did not get that level of humanity in episode 3. Not by any stretch of the. And that's a good point, Knight. That's true. Well, when Knight was watching seasons 4 through 6, he was at a very much different age group than you and I. So, your own tumbler.
yeah, look at that.
You made it into a custom tumbler. That's impressive. That's a very good work.
Yeah, look, I got the little magnet works. It's just fine. I wish I had a lamination machine.
Now, I don't know who's going to agree with me on this next point, but I'm going to tell you what I didn't like.
What you did not like?
What I didn't like. I did not like when Rex was when they were doing the scan to find the chip. I did not like her quoting Chirrut Imwe from Rogue One.
Who?
Are you serious right now, man?
Say it again.
Chirrut Imwe.
Is he one of our cousins? Who the hell is it?
You did see Rogue One, right?
Yeah, I saw Rogue One.
So the guy with the staff, Donnie Yen, he was.
Oh, that's him.
So, I'm sorry, but I do not like. Here's why I don't like it. The Dark Knight thinks I've gone off the deep end, but here's why I do not like it.
Okay.
When you hear quotes like, impressive, most impressive, or you hear a quote like, ancient weapons and hokey religions aren't any substitute for a good blaster at your side, kid.
Yeah.
Or any of those. Or may the force be with you. Or, well, just about everybody said that. That's not really a good example.
So you're saying Star Wars has bad writing?
No, that's not what I'm saying. A quote like, I find your lack of faith disturbing. Okay?
Uh-huh.
So, those quotes classify Darth Vader and those other characters, right?
Okay. Yeah.
They absolutely classify who they are.
Mm-hmm.
They screaming out "Nerf herder," scruffy-looking Nerf herder.
Who's
You're
scruffy
immediately going to
looking?
think. You're immediately going to think of Leia.
Yeah.
These lines classify their characters. I am one with the Force. The Force is with me. Absolutely classifies Chirrut Imwe.
Oh yeah, she started saying that. That's right.
I do not feel. This would be like. This would be like Count Dooku saying impressive, most impressive, or
that's not how Christopher Lee talks.
That's right. Or it would be like Darth Maul saying, "I find your lack of faith disturbing."
Mm-hmm.
It would. So that's Chirrut's line. Sorry, okay. I love Ahsoka to death. You know this. You know I'm strongly in Ahsoka's character, but I am one with the Force. The Force is with me. Classifies Chirrut Imwe. That is Chirrut's line. No one else should be using that line. That's where I stand. I will not move from that.
Blame the writers. Bad writing.
I don't even think it's necessarily bad writing. I don't think any other character should use it. It classifies who he is.
Imagine if Aaron Sorkin wrote an episode of The Mandalorian. Imagine. Everybody would be walking and having conversations at the same time, and then they would just end up in a circle.
What do you think? do you think? Do you think that there's certain lines out there that no one else can touch?
Well, I mean, I think there are some lines and some, I think, dialogue styles that define a character. Yes. Darth Vader was very stoic and menacing in his way of speaking. And Yoda was always kind of touting philosophy. Obi-Wan was... I mean, he was kind of on the edge of philosophical and comedic, I think. So I think you have to give your characters some sort of personality. And when they say something, right, especially in the last episode of a 7-season-long series, right, you can say, that's totally Ahsoka, or that's totally Anakin, that's totally Rex, you know? You have to give them some sort of personality, and to say, like, I am one with the Force and the Force is with me, yeah, I think it's kind of lazy writing, you know? Now, if she were to say, like, come on, where are you, you son of a bitch? Okay, cool, I get it. Instead of saying, something strange and cliche like that.
There's certain lines that can be carried over.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain lines that can get recycled, then they're fine. May the Force be with you. That's a line that can be carried over.
Yeah, it's like...
another one that can be carried over with multi-character. I got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, but that's a Star Wars.
Different.
That's just a Star Wars thing. It's not a character thing.
Right. It classifies the movies. It doesn't classify a character.
I got a bad feeling about this. Just everyone says that. They all have a bad feeling about it.
It's just done.
Yeah.
So, that's really the single only complaint I had in Friday's episode was just that. She said it. The second she said it, I had to pause it and walk away so I could clear my head and then go back.
Mm-hmm.
I was bothered by it. I let it go so I could finish it off. But yeah, I did not agree.
Okay, Elsa, if you let it go,
I did let it go. Thank you.
Let's
let it go.
We got like what?
Let it go.
15 minutes left in
we got 15 minutes to recap the finale.
Yeah,
we can do this in 15 minutes.
So the ending of this show, of this finale, was it was very epic. It was very heroic. And you see how Ahsoka ends up escaping, and in the end she's mourning the loss and the death of these troopers that she served with for so long.
Yes.
It kind of brings some, like you said, humanity and humility of what Order 66 was. So it was something that they couldn't control. They were loyal, they were fighters, and they were being forced to act against something that they would normally not do. So she didn't want to hurt him. She didn't want to kill him. Rex had to stun them and everything like that. So she mourns their death, and it wasn't really her that killed them because it was Darth Maul that brought down the reactor.
Right.
So it wasn't her. It means she didn't do it directly or indirectly. And she mourns them and buries them. Her and Rex bury them, and then they leave. And then that's when we see Darth Vader come an unspecified time later.
There's one moment that takes place before that that's key.
Okay.
When she leaves her single saber.
Oh yeah, she drops it. Yeah, she drops her saber. Explain that.
That was that was awesome when that happened, because obviously she knows that she's got to disappear. Mm-hmm. And she knows that whoever orchestrated this is going to come back looking for surviving Jedi. She knows this. So with the wreckage and everything else, she leaves her saber there to give the appearance that she didn't make it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that makes sense. While keeping one saber. So yeah, so with that, right, being said, Vader comes, an unspecified time later, and
it looked to be at least several decades.
It was a while, Okay, hold on. Let's see what the Dark Knight says. Seeing the Snowies and TKs towards the end with the Vader Vader picks it up and it was epic. Yeah, Vader's suit looks incredible. Oh yeah. They did a fantastic job with like the Darth Vader character and his aesthetics. It just looked
No question.
It looked great. But he goes there an unspecified time later, doesn't even speak. I was wondering if we were going to hear James Earl Jones's voice.
I would have loved it.
It would've
that
been
was
great.
the one thing I was waiting for.
But we just hear the breathing.
Yeah.
He looks at the saber, and he sees that damn thing flying around, and
I'm never going to understand the owl. Someone's
Yeah.
going to need to explain the owl.
Yeah, maybe
from Rebels.
maybe there'll be some explanation later. Who knows? We can
Maybe.
speculate from now.
Maybe.
But maybe it's just one of those things that there's always a some sort of theme or common animal or common thing that tie characters together, and maybe this owl is what ties Ahsoka and Anakin / Darth Vader together.
Huh. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, so you think about that. There's always something that ties characters together, like they're around when they're both around or where they're separated and they're thinking about. It's just it's a writing tool. It gives some visualization of connection in some way, shape, or form, and it's cool. I mean, it was a good ending to Clone Wars, and we'll see what's next. We'll see what's next for Ahsoka. We're gonna see her in
Oh
Mandalorian.
yeah, her future is very bright.
Yeah, we'll see her
Very bright.
in Mandalorian, and she'll be older, and we'll see what happened from then, and how she plays into that movie, or I'm sorry, that show.
Oh no, Tuscan, no.
I didn't have my nappy nap. I didn't have my baby Yoda nappy nap.
You're
But that's okay.
nap.
I got
Your
big things.
nappy nap.
I got big things accomplished today with the BB-8. I'm really happy with that. That's really cool. That's the most creative I've been in I don't know, decades.
Good job. Good job.
Look at that. So, yeah, that'll go in the fridge until it gets wet and messed up. But if I have a laminating machine at work, and if I can take the magnet off, I'll laminate it. So, cool.
So while we have 10 minutes, why don't you? Because we didn't get to clarify to the night about the little trinket you have in the back there.
Oh, this thing right here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So this is a promotional standee for Galaxy's Edge, right? They got at Disney World and Disneyland. We had it at my job at the installation because we used to have a ticket office there where they would sell Disney tickets and Universal tickets. So the former manager there, he let me have it. I asked him, "Hey, when can I take this thing?" He was like, "Take it now." So I brought it for Brian, and I have it there in the background for celebrate May the 4th. So I'll send that to him, so he can have that and enjoy it. It's there used to be a Millennium Falcon on top, but some jagweed over at work I think stole it and took it off or whatever. But it was high; it was way up there, and yeah. So I mean, I don't know what happened. Yeah. So I don't know what happened to it. It would have been really cool to have it. It would have looked really authentic. But I mean, it's there. It's cool.
Do you believe that it shall be joining the standees behind me?
Yeah, it'll be there soon. So maybe by not next show, but the show after. So in 2 weeks. Yep.
We got about 10 minutes, and I think we got one more piece of news for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Was it 2 shows ago, 3 shows ago? But it was 2 or 3 shows ago. We informed everyone that Taika Waititi is no longer going to be with the Mandalorian crew.
Right. Right.
He
We've been
be-
talking about him a lot. This
We have.
This guy's been a hot topic on All Fetts Are Off.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And he's the last thing we got out there was that he was walking away from the Mandalorian, wasn't going to direct any more episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And we got some news today that pretty much blows the lid off why.
Yeah.
So Taika Waititi is going to be directing a full-length feature film for Star Wars.
And I can't think of a better director to do it than him right now. the work that he did on Thor Ragnarok, you know, I think that fits into the style of Star Wars. That's great, you know, and the way that this director is, I mean, and he's a hot director in Hollywood right now. Everybody wants a piece of Taika Waititi. I'm excited. I'm really excited
I think it's great.
to have
Yeah.
him on the project. I think it would be great. I would have been more excited had he done one of the saga films. But that's okay, because I mean, now we're going to be exploring different aspects and storylines of Star Wars universe, and you know, we'll see what he does with it, and we don't know what it is yet. We have no idea who the central characters are, you know, what timeline it takes place in. You know, it's there, and you know, I can kind of see the Star Wars universe taking a Marvel Cinematic Universe type spin to it, where you have different phases, right? So we just finished the Skywalker saga. It only took
40 years.
40 years.
40 years,
you
9
know,
movies.
Yeah, you know, it only took 40 years, but I mean, that's going to be the quintessential saga. And then, you know, now you have a Mandalorian series. You know, we're having like these origin stories with Solo. You know, X-Men tried to do it with Wolverine. And, you know, I mean, we'll see. Or they just do, you know, they just pick a cool story, they pick a cool character, and they run with it. I'm fine with that. You know, I really am. But again, I really want to see like a Sith line of movies. You know, I want to see
I remember
this.
you mentioning that.
I want to see this part of the Force really be examined, because we hear so much about it, and then you just kind of make stuff up as you go. I mean, because that's pretty much what storytelling is. But imagine if you give this religion, or this sect of the Force, you know, a real solid storyline to go off of, and this whole legacy that you can build on. Cool. We heard about the Jedi, and I'm not 100% sure that they're righteous and faithful also, but you know, I want to see what the Jedi, I mean, what the Sith are all about. Explore it, bro. I'm on it. I am on it.
Well, remember, we reported in our second episode that there's a film coming that's going to focus on Planet Exegol. So
Yeah.
I'd imagine the film being focused on Exegol, it's going to deal with a lot of Sith undertones. So
It has to, because you have
rather.
yeah. I mean, it has to, because you have the Sith following, you know, there with Sidious, and I just want to know too. I would really love some background on him, right? I mean, how is this guy so powerful? You know, how does he keep coming up? How come you just can't get rid of Palpatine? How? How did he become? I mean, is he just the most ambitious Sith there is, or I mean, is there something about it? I mean, I don't know. Is this a Sith with, you know, with daddy issues? I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, let's explore it. Let's see. There's a lot that you can do. Lots, you know.
you're going to have to refresh my memory on who got the director's chair for that one.
For which
for the
one?
Exegol project. For the Exegol project. I know we talked about it.
I don't know.
Okay.
I have no
We
idea.
talked about it.
M. Night Shyamalan.
No, it's not M. Night.
With a twist.
Dark Knight is definitely in favor of Waititi getting the film.
Yeah, you should be.
It turns out that
everybody should be
Nigel
excited about this.
Naboo has some gifts for me as well. So, thank you, Nigel Naboo. I'm looking forward to that. The Dark Knight did have a question before we yub-nub for the night, and he wants to know everyone's favorite Star Wars movie ever, and his is The Phantom Menace. Nigel's is also The Phantom Menace.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to do something, hurry up and do it, so I can just, I mean, if you're not, then fine.
Lego Star Wars.
Lego Star Wars? That's not a movie.
Yes, it is a
That's
movie.
not a movie.
It is a movie.
It's not a movie.
Yes, it
Lego
is.
Star Wars is not a movie.
It is in the Star Wars universe. It says Lego, but it says Star Wars also. Hey, everybody out there needs to agree with me. Lego Star Wars
No,
is
you
a
don't.
movie.
No,
It's
you
a
don't.
movie.
You do not. No.
Yeah.
Do not,
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Do not let him do that. Do not. You do not need to agree with him.
Yeah,
That
you have to.
nonsense.
Got to.
No, you don't.
Got
But-
to. Yeah, Lego Star Wars.
Okay, so I'm kind of glad you took it here because I thought you were going to do something else, so I'm fine
Yeah.
with it.
Okay.
My favorite film. I still wrestle with it to this day. The benchmark was always The Empire Strikes Back. It always has been. Always has been. But ever since Rogue One came out in 2016,
Mm-hmm.
ever since that film came out, I think that Empire Strikes Back is forever going to share its spot now. And now with Clone Wars Season 7, Clone Wars is not a movie, but on that pedestal with Empire Strikes Back and Rogue One, both of them need to nudge over a couple of inches because I've got Clone Wars Season 7 up with those two.
Well, the second half of Clone Wars, Season
No,
7.
7, all of it.
I mean, the Bad Batch was cool, but you could have gone deeper into the story. I don't know.
Well, I think you have a lot of people agree with you.
I think it was. Yeah, it was wasted. I can say that. Who cares? I mean, I think you wasted half of the season on the Bad Batch. It wasn't that it wasn't a bad storyline. It was good, but man, I mean, you could have gone really, really deep into this story. You really, really could have.
And it only lasted 2 episodes.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not saying you missed an opportunity, but you may have missed an opportunity. I don't know. What do I know? I mean.
No. I think the Dark Knight's missing what you're saying. For the night, the toast is actually very much in favor of the Bad Batch.
I am.
He's pointing out that he feels that their story wasn't explored enough. So
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, you really could have integrated them into this entire season, and you could have had some real emotional connection to them, and then have them die in the end, maybe saving Ahsoka or something like that.
But
I mean, yeah,
but
you could have.
the fact remains is that
Mhm.
the Clone Wars is Ahsoka Tano's story.
It is,
So-
and if there was any doubt or any question to that, this last
That's
episode
over.
should have just hit the nail in the coffin, telling you,
Absolutely.
yep, this is it. I mean,
Clone Wars is Ahsoka Tano's story.
It's her story.
Period.
Yep.
It's her journey.
Yep.
110%.
Because when was the last time we saw Anakin? Was it 3 episodes ago? The Phantom Apprentice? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the last time we saw him, and then we saw him again in the last episode, but at that point he had already become Darth
Kind of
Vader.
interesting how they did that also, isn't it?
How?
How her last encounter with Anakin, it really harkened back to Anakin's last encounter with Obi-Wan. I felt like it was real similar.
Wait a minute, she had the high ground?
No. His last encounter with Obi-Wan as Anakin Skywalker.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. He was already Darth Vader when he was on Mustafar, right? Yeah. He had already been dubbed Darth Vader.
That's right.
You shall be henceforth be known as Darth Vader.
I don't know if I can give you that impression tonight because that was sort of like a Palpatine robotic impression. So
Wait until I get COVID, and then it'll sound a lot better.
Jeez.
But they really, really auto-tuned his voice in that, like during that one scene for some reason. Maybe it was just because, I don't know, he was electrocuted until he became a pruny finger. But then he normalized. He was like, and then he becomes normal again. Saying,
What was that?
Yeah, and then he becomes and then he normalizes. His voice normalizes. He's like, "We must move quickly against the Jedi. They are relentless. See, it's two totally different voices. I'll bring it up next time. Next time we talk about it, I'll show you the differences. I just don't know why.
With it, but
And then
you
like and then Anakin says, "I will do whatever you ask," and then he goes,
you're
"Good." That was an unnecessary use of auto tune on the Emperor, man.
I have nothing. I just don't. I have nothing.
He does though. I mean, he puts on the Pope robes and then he goes, "Good." Oh man. You know what? But my forever most favorite scene of Palpatine, right, is when he's there fighting not fighting, but with Mace Windu, and he's electrifying him, and his lightsaber is reflecting it back somehow, and he's getting weak and whatever. I can't hold him. I'm weak. Anakin. I can't anymore. And then like all of a sudden,
They're so off. I'm sorry.
and then like all of a sudden, he just like he's like I can't. Like his eyes get big. He starts electrifying Samuel L. Jackson. Unlimited power.
Wow.
Oh God, I love it. It's the greatest scene ever. It really is. I want it as my ringtone, actually.
You're about as red as his saber was in that
Because
scene.
it's so awesome. Holy shit, yes. I'm sorry I hate to cuss, but yeah, I am. Whew. Verklempt. Yeah. Yeah, it's just the greatest scene ever in Star Wars. TX Utah thinks this is the best show ever. Well, I mean, anytime that you get a BB-8 like that out of me, yeah, I'm pretty much on my game.
I as for the accuracy of those impersonations, I give it maybe a 2.5.
2.5? I don't even get a 3. I don't even get a whole
No,
number.
I'm not going to give you 3. It's not. Can't do it. Can't do it. So, with that, we are with those. Ha! That might be true. The magnets might be messing with your brain. So, with that, we're 3 minutes over. About 4 minutes over. So, are you working on another one? Or
No, I'm done. I'm playing with the magnets now. They're really strong. Ah.
What? Were you eating one?
No.
Well, what happened?
Can I? No, it's just they're really strong and they're gonna like snap my
Eat
fingers.
a magnet.
Huh?
Don't even start with that, please.
I'm not gonna swallow these things.
Yes,
No,
don't do that.
Not on air, anyways.
Yeah, please, no. So, I think we're getting to the point that we got to yub nub out of here, sir. We're about 4 to 5 minutes over for the night.
Okay.
So,
I made a fidget spinner out of magnets. Okay. Well,
as always, to our regular guests, Dark Knight and Binks and Nigel of Naboo, we appreciate all of you coming out. For those that didn't make it on here live, you can go to YouTube and catch us if you like, or just watch the replay here.
Yeah, we'll have it. It's going to be on Twitch for a little bit, and I'll upload this thing to YouTube tonight. Check it out. It's at my channel, Only the Toast. It'll be there. You can check it out. We had fun. TX Utah. Glad you had a lot of fun tonight.
Glad you had a lot of fun.
Yeah, if there's if I can make one person happy during quarantine, then yeah, I'm doing a fantastic job, and I'm a great person for it.
It's not your impersonations, but everything else is
Best podcast out there. Well, thank you, Nigel of Naboo. I appreciate that. We definitely try. We have a good time. Hey, cousin, it's always great to talk to you, man. I have such a great time doing this with you. I feel extremely fortunate that we get to do this and have fun.
Same. Neutral.
Great. May the 4th. Next year we will make it better. Yeah, we'll make it better next time. So we'll yubn up out of here. Everybody stay safe and check out the YouTube channel. Check us out every Monday. We're here at 8 Central.
We also have our Facebook page as well. You have your All Fetts Are Off Facebook page.
Yes.
Be sure to place comments and ideas and suggestions. Very much open to all of that. So be sure to check it out.
More magnets. All right. Maybe we'll do magnets again. Yeah, we'll do that. I can't believe that took me an hour. God. Ugh. God, what's wrong with me? Anyways, well, I hope you enjoyed it. Brian, we'll chat later.
Sir.
Good night, buddy. Stay
Yep,
safe.
up!
We're going to yubn up out of here, everybody. Yubn up.